Wilderness. The very stuff America was made of. And Americans too. Vast, yet intimate. Listen. It is the music of the original American earth. In 1964, Congress passed a law that began setting aside remnants of the untamed land that helped make this country great. Passing this historic conservation law took 8 years, but Republicans, led by conservative Congressman John Saylor of Pennsylvania, and Democrats, led by liberal Senator Hubert Humphrey, were faithful to the vision. In the end, the Wilderness Act passed Congress by an overwhelming bipartisan vote. And on September 3, 1964, the Wilderness Act became law, signed by President Lyndon Johnson.
Members of the Cabinet and the Congress, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very happy and historic occasion for all who love the great American outdoors. Americans have wisely and have courageously kept a faithful trust to the conservation of our natural resources and beauty.
The Wilderness Act defines wilderness as an undeveloped natural area that is managed as free from human influence as possible. Congress meant for these lands to be the antidote to our growing population, crowding, and dependence on machines. To millions of Americans, wilderness is all this and more. It's central to their lives. Hi, I'm Christopher Reeve. I want to bring you the voices of ordinary citizens, just sharing their American values for American wilderness.
I feel wilderness is a part of me. People always feel like there's a missing piece of their heart. When I come out here, it's like I'm fulfilled.
When I come here by myself, I feel tranquil. When I come here with children, I feel like I'm passing on something that was given to me, a gift, onto somebody else.
If there was no wilderness, I think humankind would be lost. Without these places, we would be cold, hard. We wouldn't have any real foundation.
I think wilderness says a lot about us as a nation. I think it speaks to our humility and our temperance and the fact that we were able to set these places aside.
Sound and scent and touch, the feeling of the desert, the dry air on your skin, and the moist air of the Arctic on your face. It wakes you up, and you join the human race.
Some parts of national forests are designated wilderness, as are parts of the public land under the care of the Bureau of Land Management. Some parts of national parks have also been declared wilderness areas by Congress. Likewise, some U.S. Fish and Wildlife refuges are also wilderness. But regardless of which agency manages a wilderness, Americans value these areas for a wide variety of reasons. And often, these values develop from experiences early in life or values passed down through their families.
This is my first time. My family came from Cambodia. We were sponsored to America. My first impression of wilderness, it was amazing, the beauty of nature. Everything, the clouds, the trees, the waterfalls. I would love to come back to the wilderness and explore more.
I don't have a real formal educational background. From the time I was 11 years old, I would hunt and fish with my uncles and friends and spent a great deal in the backcountry. I was one of the first employees hired by the tribe as a wilderness ranger. And I remember at the interview, I said if I didn't need the money to feed my family, I'd work for nothing.
Wilderness has always been a part of my heritage. Growing up in Michigan, I canoed on the lakes. My father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all were hunters and fished. I was taught from a very young age to appreciate preservation of the wilderness, and I feel very fortunate that I had that type of upbringing, because many people, and particularly people of color, many people of color did not.
When I came to the Everglades for the very first time, I was in 6th grade. I came on a 3-day field trip. Those 3 days were just amazing. It was almost as if I was not even on Earth anymore. I was transformed into a different person.
I spent the first 16 years of my life every summer in Yosemite National Park. And that was our family vacation. And the 2 weeks in Yosemite was pretty much what we could afford and what my father really enjoyed doing. And I saw my father in kind of a new light in those 2 weeks. Took my first trip in wilderness with my 2 boys last summer, and I was impressed with the way we connected in that setting. We were interacting in ways that my father and I interacted back when I was their age.